Hello. Nice, right? Hope everybody's well. It's me again. I've got some music to talk about, as usual, so let's get straight into it. Here's a nice thing which I picked up recently. Curtis Mayfield. You can very, very seldom go wrong with Curtis, and this is a great one of his later albums, 1979, but a great one. Quite sort of in his sort of disco period where people had to, well, that was the fashion, but Curtis was never going to really let you down with disco, and even the sort of the stompers on here are pretty good, I have to say. They stand up nicely, and even better, we've got the wonderful ballad Between You and Me with Linda Clifford, very nice, and his superb tune here, You're So Good to Me, famously sampled by Mary J. Blige. Lovely, lovely stuff. Yeah, this is a great record and stands up very nicely. And playing that is quite timely because sadly today I learnt that Junior English, British reggae singer, passed away. And he was actually one of the people who I first heard a lot of Curtis Mayfield tracks through, strangely. He had a very particular sort of falsetto voice that he'd sing, although on some of his other songs he doesn't put the falsetto on. And a lot of the songs that he covered, because he did a lot of cover versions, were Curtis Mayfield songs. So there's a classic one. You're So Good to Me, that's his version of it, which is a very nice sort of funky reggae version on purple vinyl. I do love, I'm not a fan of coloured vinyl, but I do love my Lover's Rock 12 inches in purple and pink and what's this one? Orange. This is Junior English, his version of Take Good Care of Yourself. I think that's a Curtis track from Roots, if I'm not mistaken. I think of Lucasade. Nice. Really good version here of So In Love, classic Curtis tune as well. And pretty much you go through any of his albums, Junior English, and there'll be a Curtis tune somewhere. This is the best of Junior English, nice version of Gypsy Woman there. This is a great one. Jack the Ripper. Cool cover that, I like it. Not, you would perhaps think, a reggae album, but it is. And Junior English does good versions here of You're So Good to Me. It's with the 12-inch I had there. Nice version of Billy Jack from No Place Like America Today, I think it's that one. So a lot of Curtis and a lot of cover versions of other great songs and a few original tracks as well. A really great presence in reggae. It's kind of overlooked. People don't really think of him when they think of British reggae singers and musicians. He'd be the kind of person that easily get overlooked, but really great stuff. This is from 1990, this album, Mr. Man. Not very promising because the live production, the live musician's been replaced by synthesizers and drum machines, but when it's good, it's good. It stands up pretty nicely. And of course there's a Curtis connection. She Don't Let Nobody, a late Curtis track, very nicely done here. So yeah, there's another one. Junior English, rest in peace. Some new, not new, some other stuff to show here. This one, well, it's not new, but I believe it is being re-released for Record Store Day, if you're interested. Flash and the Dynamics, the New York Sound, on Tico Records. Very nice. So yeah, Tico Records, you know what I'm talking about. This is a Latin record, but it's like a psychedelic Latin soul rock record, if that makes any sense. There's a bit of everything going on there. Lots of stinging, what do they call them, fuzz guitars on here. And just look at the track titles: Guajira Psychedelica, Electric Latin Soul, Everybody's Got Soul. You get the idea. Pretty nice, this. I quite enjoy this. I don't play it very often, to be honest. There is another record by Harvey Averne, and the name escapes me now. I have shown it before in one of my videos. I think it's a bit better than this one. It's a bit funkier, but there's lots of good stuff to recommend this one. Nice. And I think because it's got that psych element with the fuzz guitars, could be very popular on Record Store Day with one or two people. Yeah, but definitely worth checking out. An interesting one. Very much an album of its era. Now here's an interesting thing which I got. It's a compilation, and a compilation like no other that I have, all the way from Indonesia. Now I don't know how to say this. Pencak Killer 4 or Pensak Killer? I'm afraid I don't know. This is a series. This is the fourth in the series, and the earlier volumes are very difficult to get hold of now. But I managed to get this one, which I'm really pleased about. I will explain. It is Melayu funk and rare groove from Southeast Asia. So it's not just Indonesian artists. You get lots of Philippine, Thai artists from that part of the world, basically, doing really great, sweet, funky soul music the way I like it. Some of them a bit more funky, though never sort of really hardcore James Brown stuff. Quite sort of soft, maybe disco in parts. Very much that rare groove, quite soft sound, which I absolutely love. And there's some really, really, really fantastic stuff on here. Jennifer Yen, Together Again. It's a nice one. Oh, some great stuff on side one. I can't remember the names there. Blackbone Dog. Interesting name for a group. They do a very nice version of Fantasy by Earth, Wind and Fire. Ed Corpus, Dance With Me. You listen to that, the first thing you're thinking instantly is Rhythm of Life. You're thinking that Sweet Power of Your Embrace by James Mason. Classic record, this one. But yeah, this made me think of it. And so it's got that kind of jazz funk sort of thing going on. Excellent, excellent compilation. Really, really enjoying that one as well. That's not too bad as well, if you don't know it. That's a reissue, by the way, not an original. Okay, I was watching the live stream from Soul Disco, Nadine and John, the 6-inch pianist, the other day. Always good fun. Always like to see people talking about soul music, because you never get enough of that on YouTube, I find. And they showed some good stuff. John, obviously, casually just throws out the occasional holy grail that no one ever got, and that he picked up in a cart boot sale. And he did show a copy of Clausel, Let Me Love You. A lovely, lovely 12-inch, which I'll be very pleased to have. Here is the horrible bootleg with a white label, a horrible crackle, and even more horrible, I can get it out, grey marbled vinyl. Why would you do that? Anyway, I like my Lovers Rock with coloured vinyl, but not my bootlegs. Anyway, great song. If you get an original, enjoy. The bootleg is fairly crackly and not very nice, but the tune is great. So what can you do? And it's unfortunate, because I've got lots of crackly 12 inches, and they seem to do me fine. They were talking in the video about reggae 12 inches, and I'm pretty convinced that reggae 12 inches are fairly indestructible. I must have over I don't know how many reggae 12 inches I've got. I've got loads. But of the ones that I can think of, I think only about 2 or 3 have actually got any skips or are unplayable or anything like that. And reggae, particularly Lovers Rock, is now so absurdly expensive. The best way is to get the stepped-on looking copies, and normally they're absolutely fine. Pen on the label, no problem. Here's a good one. You probably can't see that on the video, but it looks like it's been around the block a few times, this record. Yeah, lots of marks, scuffs and scratches. But hey, Love Me Sweeter Tonight by Cassandra. Probably set you back about 70, 80 quid for a fifth of the price, because it looks a bit stepped on. I'll take that any day. So yeah, that was a really nice thing and a very good price, because even stepped on, it's usually really expensive. I didn't really need that because it had been re-released, but it's actually nicer, and you get the full dub on here, and it's a great tune if you don't know that one. Cassandra, Love Me Sweeter Tonight. Anyway, that's what I've been listening to, and a few new acquisitions. I'm going to put some tunes on, as always. Hope everybody has a very nice rest of the weekend, and until next time, stay safe.